To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. There is nothing so strange and so unbelievable that it has not been said by one philosopher or another. In order to seek truth, it is necessary once in the course of our life to doubt, as far as possible, of all things. Truths will be discovered by an individual rather than a whole people. The first precept was never to accept a thing as true until I knew it as such without a single doubt. One cannot conceive anything so strange and so implausible that it has not already been said by one philosopher or another. We do not describe the world we see the world we can describe. Because reason is the only thing that makes us men and distinguishes us from the beasts, I would prefer to believe that it exists in its entirety in each of us. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. Our convictions result from custom and example very much more than from any knowledge that is certain. There is nothing more ancient than the truth. When it is not in our power to follow what is true, we ought to follow what is most probable. An optimist may see a light where there is none, but why must the pessimist always run to blow it out? The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues. The only thing we have power over in the universe is our own thoughts. There is nothing so strange and so unbelievable that it has not been said by one philosopher or another. The reading of all good books is like conversation with the finest men of past centuries. At last I will devote myself sincerely and without reservation to the general demolition of my opinions. Traveling is almost like talking with those of other centuries. The senses deceive from time to time, and it is prudent never to trust wholly those who have deceived us even once. In order to improve the mind, we ought less to learn than to contemplate. The two operations of our understanding, intuition and deduction, on which alone we have said we must rely in the acquisition of knowledge. Perfect numbers like perfect men are very rare. Desire awakens only to things that are thought possible. Few look for truth. Many prowl about for a reputation of profundity by arrogantly challenging whichever arguments are the best. Among all those who up to this time made discoveries in the sciences, it was the mathematicians alone who had been able to arrive at demonstrations. When it is not in our power to determine what is true, we ought to follow what is most probable. To know what people really think, pay regard to what they do, rather than what they say. Each problem that I solved became a rule which served afterwards to solve other problems. We never understand a thing so well and make it our own as when we have discovered it for ourselves. If you want to develop your mind, you should think more, not repeat. Control your body if you want your mind to work properly. It is true that medicine as it is currently practiced contains little of much use. Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible and necessary to resolve it. Give me extension and motion and I will construct the universe. A state is better governed which has few laws, and those laws strictly observed. The chief cause of human errors is to be found in the prejudices picked up in childhood. The dreams we imagine when we are asleep should not in any way make us doubt the truth of the thoughts we have when we are awake. Conquer yourself rather than the world. I am accustomed to sleep, and in my dreams, to imagine the same things that lunatics imagine when awake. Illusory joy is often worth more than genuine sorrow. But possibly I am something more than I suppose myself to be. To know what people really think, pay attention to what they do, rather than what they say. When writing about transcendental issues, be transcendentally clear. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. I am indeed amazed when I consider how weak my mind is and how prone to error. Traveling is almost like talking with those of other centuries. It is only prudent never to place complete confidence in that by which we have even once been deceived. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. Hope is the desire of the soul to be convinced that the dream will come true. Whenever anyone has offended me, I try to raise my soul so high that the offense cannot reach it. You just keep pushing. You just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made, but I just kept pushing. One should never judge anything unless it is known. Common sense is the best distributed commodity in the world, for every man is convinced that he is well supplied with it. For to be possessed of a vigorous mind is not enough. The prime requisite is rightly to apply it. The thinking of the mind is twofold: understanding and willing.